Good.
So 28 teams left in the running then. Coming up here on NBA Today, every Odyssey has a final chapter. Is LeBron finally going to write his this week? We check in with our Shams Charania, plus all the ins and outs, the ripple effects of the Lou Dort trade, what it means for Atlanta, what's next for Oklahoma City, and the Golden State Warriors. They win the Summer League title. Our takeaways from Vegas, some Summer League superlatives. NBA Today starts right now. And still, we wait. LeBron's looming decision. We enter day 20 for those of us keeping track of the future Hall of Famers free agency. So let's check in with our senior NBA insider, Shams Charania. Shams, happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for joining us. When, my friend, can we expect a decision from LeBron?
Malika, we're on week 4 now, I believe, and everyone in the NBA is waiting on LeBron's decision, his choice now. And I spoke to Rich Paul, his longtime agent, this morning. And Rich Paul made it clear to me that the choice is LeBron James's right now. It's up to him on a choice of which team he wants to play for. All of the information is in. The teams are set. Everyone's made their moves. There is no decision, no choice yet. There's no timetable on a choice as of yet. But we know the teams: Cleveland, Miami, Philadelphia, Golden State, Minnesota, all are waiting on this. This has a domino effect around the league with other free agents as well. My understanding, though, over the last couple of weeks is that the focus has been primarily, though, on the Eastern Conference teams being Cleveland, Miami, and Philadelphia. And we all continue to wait.
Yes, we do. And we know that the last 8 years that LeBron James was in the Eastern Conference, he made it to the NBA Finals each one of those 8 years. But for now, Shams, you and me, our vacations will also have to wait until LeBron James makes this decision. We'll continue to check in with you as this unfolds. But bringing it back inside our Los Angeles studios, Kendrick Perkins beaming in from Houston, Dave McMenamin, Anscapes, Mark Spears, Shanae Agumake. Dave, you were at FanFest last week. You were with LeBron James. You had a chance to speak to him a little bit. What did we learn? What do we know?
What we did learn is that the end is not near. You mentioned the Odyssey in the opening.
Of the decision or
no, the end of
no
his
spoilers,
career.
please. I haven't watched yet.
Oh, yeah, Shanae said no spoilers for the Odyssey.
It's a minor spoiler. It just keeps going and going.
Okay, I'll take one.
And he made it clear that the swan song is not upon us.
Okay.
Like, if he plays next year, that's not the farewell tour. He compared himself to Bruce Springsteen and the Rolling Stones as artists who still tour 50, 60 years since they first hit the charts with their records. And so that's one thing we learned in terms of what team he's going to play for. He continued to keep it close to the vest. He had some fun with it. You know, he said, trust the process. The crowd went nuts on Friday. On Thursday, he said, I hear Warriors, I hear Philly, I hear Miami from people yelling it out from the crowd. He's not let anything. What he did do was echo what he said after Game 4 in the OKC series.
Okay.
It's like, I want to be in a competitive environment where I wake up every day and I want to pour myself into the work, and we're all working towards a common goal.
And
that
so
remains the same thing.
Right, and that's where you get maybe the Eastern Conference conversation when you talk about being competitive, giving yourself the best chance to win. Perk, we saw you out there at FanFest too. Did you get a chance to talk to LeBron?
No, I did not. Matter of fact, I haven't spoke to LeBron in about a year and a half since he unfollowed me on social media. But look, listen, I don't know where he's going. I've been getting stopped. I was stopped in the airport. I was stopped at the Fan Fest, and everybody's like, oh, Perk, I know you know. And I was like, no, I don't. But it got me to thinking, right? Since everyone is sitting up here making their pitch, how about I make a pitch for us at NBA Today and ESPN? Hey, bro, you don't really need to play anymore. You don't need to play anymore. You're really good at breaking down the game. You have a high IQ for the game of basketball. And I'm pretty sure that over here at the worldwide leader, the Mouse, we could pay you more than vet minimum. You know what I'm saying? We could pay you more than vet minimum. How about you go ahead and close this chapter of your career and start your new one? We're waiting on you, my brother. You see what Tom Brady is doing? All GOATs have the transition of doing something great and moving on. Maybe the time is now.
Well, Perk, you might be still blocked on social media by LeBron. I did say hello, and it was nice to see him. But I also saw James Harden when I was hosting the Fanatics Fest stream, and I was like, James, what's your pitch? Because you are at the top of the list. A lot of people feel like Cleveland could be an opportunity. And he said, basically in different words, I'm paraphrasing, what's understood need not be explained. Cleveland is home. You don't even need to pitch him. He understands what the circumstances are. But also, when James came, he knew what the expectation was. The one where he said that people were like, hold on, wait a minute. He said, I'm going somewhere to win a championship. That was pre-LeBron James. Now you add potentially LeBron James to the mix there. I think that's the expectation. You can compete. You're in the Eastern Conference. But most importantly, as James Harden said, I am home. So, you know, reading into the tea leaves here or there. But we'll see where the chips fall.
Well, shoot, you got a bag at FanFest. Perk got a bag at FanFest. Dave was at FanFest.
I didn't get a bag.
Me and Malika was in L.A. Malika probably could have got a bag at FanFest, too, but she was busy. I ain't get nothing. But
We got
what
you
I
next year.
did hear is one NBA head coach, and this is Dave, I'm sorry, this is just the latest whatever I've heard.
Yeah.
Said Philly, Cleveland, or Golden State is what they heard. And that's what I heard, the latest thing, which means nothing.
It's nothing or everything to one of those teams if they end up with it.
Mark, everyone's having these same conversations.
Yeah.
You know, the Rich Paul, LeBron James, they control the information, and my understanding, they're not giving too much to anyone right now. And so we're all just trying to figure out what basic instincts, conjecture, other conversations, what it all means.
Dave, at what point do you think teams just say, like, you know what, we can't wait anymore, we got to start making moves?
I mean, didn't Golden State, I mean, this is no offense to Al Horford, but didn't Golden State wait until like October for Al Horford last year? Like, teams could wait that long. I hope it doesn't, but I think teams would wait.
And he shouldn't rush the process. And Dave, I want to ask you this, because I'm getting the same energy and the same vibes that Shams just said about Rich Paul. It's like, you know, usually Rich Paul has a pretty big influence in the decision making when it comes to anything that LeBron James does. I think at this point, where I believe I know, that Rich Paul don't know. I believe that Rich Paul is literally waiting on LeBron, and I think LeBron really, honestly, hadn't made a decision. I think he may have taken a step forward, and then all of a sudden he had to rethink things, or he got another voice note. But we're back here again on the start of a new week on a Monday, and I honestly could sit up here and say that LeBron James probably hasn't made a decision yet on where he want to go, and Rich Paul don't even know. Can you agree to that?
I mean, Perk, I talked to Rich on Friday, and the way he described it to me was that there are no perfect options. And so obviously that means there are still many strong possibilities. But, you know, my response to Rich was like, nothing in life is perfect. And so he's got to figure out what it's going to be for the end.
Now I'm curious, because all of us, with the exception of Mark and Malika, we're pounding the pavement in New York at, you know, Fanatics Fest. And in our multiple conversations, there was one team that kind of had some momentum that was a little bit surprising to me, because I would say a week ago it was clearly Cleveland.
You're saying Miami.
I'm saying Miami. So, Perk, don't you feel like Miami, amongst conversations, came up like, oh, don't sleep on them? Because when you look at the basketball of it all, he has probably the greatest opportunity to make an impact if he's playing the 1, the 2, or 3 where he normally feasts. Whereas these other teams, he's going to have to slot in with more so of a stacked backcourt, per se. Did you hear Miami? Because that was, like, kind of emerging for me.
I did hear that Miami is at the top of the list, but I will say this. If LeBron James does pick Miami or is considering Miami, I know Pat Riley, D. Wade, Udonis Haslem, Eric Spoelstra, those guys are not the ones that's going to get it done. I don't know if Giannis has picked up the phone to call LeBron yet, or if he's planning on doing it. But we're at the point where I feel like the heavy hitters from each organization, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis. Obviously, we didn't heard reports already from the Warriors, from Steph.
Your guy,
yeah,
Draymond.
those guys are the ones. And if Miami wants some real motion, Giannis already done his press conference, so he's there. He has to pick up the damn phone. That's what LeBron James wants. He want to hear from Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He said we're waiting on one more.
He want to hear from the top dog.
He did hint at it.
Mark and I were talking about this before we started the show. If you think of all the teams, or like, you know, the finalists, right, of all the players on all those teams, who would be the best single teammate that LeBron could team up with right now? And you'd probably say Giannis, 31 years old, 2-time MVP, and plays both ends. And obviously he's had some injury stuff. And Steph is an all-time great, but Steph's 5 years older than Giannis is.
Sure.
Best fit?
It seems like the best fit might be Minnesota, but it seems like that when we're looking at the Eastern Conference. Should we do it? Should we make a proclamation right here, right now? Are we going to continue? Should we say right now, we're not going to lead the show with LeBron until a decision has been made? Should we do it? Should we do it?
I mean, you can do it.
Say it.
Your show, not mine.
I think we're at that point, guys.
Speaking of motion,
Let's get to Vegas. Is that what you're saying? Speaking of motion, which top draft pick impressed the most? We're going to have our takeaways from Summer League, highlights from the